Hi, I'm Anita Potter from Needles and Hooks, and welcome to episode I have no idea of UFO to FO. UFO stands for unfinished objects, and FO stands for finished objects. Eventually, I'll remember what it is. I want to say 18, but I could be absolutely wrong. If I can find my mouse, it's way over there. 18, yeah, is 18. So today I'm going to be working on this big old strip of blanket yarn. This was Bernay blanket. I think the colorway is navy or something like that. But this is going to be for the backing on a blanket that's sitting way over there. That you can't see because it's out of camera. So I'm going to be working on this. And it's just very few stitches. I think 14 or something like that. I don't remember. And I finished balling all this original up into a ginormous ball here. So it's in a container down on the floor. So I'm not sitting there trying to pull off the old project and working on the new one. I also got a bunch of other blanket yarn in the form of a blanket. When I went to the Ark, I paid 15 bucks for it. So I've got like, still trying to take it apart. It was loom knit, and I don't think they understood how to finish off the loom. And it's like the way it was put together, it's done in panels, and it was like zigzagged up with a different kind of yarn, a chunky white yarn, but it wasn't like done all the way like how you would actually finish something or sew something together. This was haphazard. So I don't think they understood how to finish it off. So it's been a pain to try to take those panels apart. I got all the panels apart. It's just trying to get the yarn off of it. And it's all like blanket yarn like this. I chucked one somewhere. I grabbed a smaller ball. Like it was panels like with this stuff. So those will eventually get worked into this. I'm trying to get this strip to 100 inches. So this is how we're going to go today. All my other projects are buried under this other project. The Autumn Aspirations Fall Crochet Along. That I'm still trying to work on week 4. I got part the way. I just need to finish it. It's like 11 rounds, and I'm like, I think I'm on round 3. It's just taking a while to get around it. So I've got my wee little timer here. Tink. Set for 30 minutes. I'm going to hit play, and we're going to go. And I need to count how many across there are, because I cannot remember. So I'm going to do that real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, what? 12. Didn't think it was, that doesn't seem right. 13. Is it 13? I don't know if I don't think I lost one somewhere. But I swore it was 14. Like I started with 15, I thought. Did I count wrong? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I don't know. Let me take that row apart and we look again. Maybe I started wrong or ended wrong. Yeah. Let me do take apart the last 2. Because I don't want to screw this up. Let me chain 1 here. Turn and count these. If I can. It's kind of hard to see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Well, maybe it is 13. Anyway, alright. Let's just continue on. So maybe I started with 14 and then, I don't know. I don't remember. Thought I wrote it down somewhere. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Let me double check down at the bottom. Let's see. I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, okay. So I started with 14. And it's 13 single crochets across, so I just needed to figure that out, make sure, because it's been a minute since I've worked on this, so I couldn't remember. But yeah, so yeah, I didn't get one. I didn't get one of these uploaded last week. I just had too much going on, too many things working on. I got too many dang projects on my desk. I did purchase some little storage containers from the dollar store. And I swear, anytime you try to get organized, does it ever feel like it just gets worse? Like you try to put stuff away and it just seems like, did I even make a dent? I mean, I made part of a dent on my piano over here, but it just doesn't seem like I made much of a dent on my desk. Because, well, this project's too big to put in one of those boxes. The other two down here, I mean, I probably could have put them in one of those boxes, but I've got too many stinking projects running around. Some that are on hold until I get more scrap yarn for my scrap yarn blanket. So that I'm waiting on to do that. And I've been doing too many things all at once as usual. And next Friday is my last day at the job I've been at for 10.5 years. I'm starting a new job on the 26th of November. And I got orientation this Tuesday. This is a rare Friday that I took off. I was taking Saturday off, but I had to take my youngest daughter, to work because she didn't have anybody to take her to work. So I switched the day. So I'm off today, go back in tomorrow, and then I'm off on my normal days. I'm off on Tuesday, and then I'm back to Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and then that's it. Next week is my last week there. Which is fine. I can't wait. Because this is too much. They're just putting too much work on certain people that is a little bit unfair. And they take forever to get through things to hire people. It takes about, and it wasn't like that when I started 10 years ago. It's now taking about a month to get people hired there. You get your interview, then you get your background check, and it just takes a colossal amount of time. So by the time they get back to you, you've probably already found a different job because it just takes too long. And the amount of work they put on a lot of us, we need double the staff to take care of. It's just insane. I was, for months, have been the only one doing the rooms in the memory care unit. 30 plus every week. Same rooms every week. And I can't focus on doing other stuff, getting that done. So, other things that required my attention, I couldn't even get started on those. Because there's just a colossal amount of nonsense that goes on with it. And it's just a bit too much for one person to do. It's like I'm not a robot. I do break down because like it kills your back and your legs and your feet. And I need something that's a little more manageable, which is what this will be. It's the same type of work that I've done, but it's on a smaller scale. And it'll be a lot easier to focus on a project, do my normal stuff, and then focus on anything else that requires attention. You know, it's just, they wanted you to do everything all at once and then throw other stuff on top of it. other than what you're already doing. And it's like, no, because they're not compensating you for the extra amount of work, period. So it's like, I'm so over it. So my new job pays more, and it's a lot less hassle and a lot less like work. It's manageable. It's not like a lot. I don't think it's a lot less work, but it's a little more easier to deal with. Instead of me having 2 floors I'm doing by myself every week, it's just a hallway and whatever else that needs to be done. So I can like concentrate and focus and do a proper job, then try to do a proper job, but hurry up so you can move on to the next one, which is how I'd been doing it. And things would get missed. And that's just the nature of it. It's like, then I need more than just me doing this. If I can't do a proper job, if it's just me doing it, and I have a ton of work. Plus, I was the manager for about 2 months. Assistant housekeeping director. So, I mean, that was extra responsibility, which is fine. It's just, I had to like find a way to work all of it and do my job at the same time, and whatever else it came up. So I don't have to mess with any of that at the new place. So I'm not a manager. I'm just a regular housekeeper, which that's fine. Titles don't mean much to me, but being paid for what I do does. And I just wasn't getting the pay that I needed for all the work that I was doing. And it's a shame, because the ones that are missing, that are ultimately suffering, are the residents. And aside from like a couple of employees, I'm going to miss my residents the most. And that's how it all goes. They tell you, it's like, oh, don't get too attached. Don't get too attached. It's kind of hard to not get attached because you see them every day. Most of the time you interact with them every day. And it's like, yeah, I'm going to be a little upset when I leave. But only for that reason, not because of I'm going to miss the work. I'm not going to miss all the work. I'm going to go to my new place and start kicking ass there. So that's how that's going to go. So these videos might, like this last 2 weeks, it was a little sporadic because we had all that snow. And last week, and then it's like this week, everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked. Anyway, so I have been focusing on trying to finish some of these projects. I got to stop starting more projects than I can finish. Of course, then again, I think a lot of us have that same problem. It's like, oh, I want to work on this. Oh, that's kind of cool. I want to do that too. And it's just like, and then it snowballs, and you've got all these flipping projects you need to finish, but yet you keep starting new ones. And I'm trying not to start new ones, other than the stuff that I'm working on for market purposes. When I go and try to do markets next year, I need to build up inventory. So I've been working on that. I got a couple of things done. I'm working on designing some other stuff, finalizing the designs on it, like writing the pattern and working the pattern and getting that sorted to where it looks good and it's not going to be a pain to make, you know. So I've been doing that, just little things for right now. I've got one blanket I'm doing and trying to finish that up. That's somewhere. I don't think it's still on my desk. I think I put it in one of my containers that I bought. And I bought 6 of those little containers, and I bought, I think, 5 plastic lidded containers for said product. These containers I've got here, I'll grab one in a sec. Let me get through this. Oops, let's not double crochet. Get through this specific row here. set that down. Because I've got one right here. If I pick it up. It's one of these. It's from the dollar store. I think they're 12 by 12 by, I have no idea. Fuzzies on it. And has a, like, kind of a collapsible lid. And I've got that in here. What I'm working on right now. This is my double knit project. So I've got like 6 of these. 4 of them are in the room. I got 2 out here of projects that I need to, like, that are close to being done. One's for a tutorial that I need to get back on. And the other one, I've got 7 little blocks left to do on that. And then I can do the crochet part and poof, be done. Because I am tired of it taking up my piano. And I'm trying to get organized. And like I said earlier, getting organized seems to make it worse. It's like I'm trying to contain everything into like little bite-sized containers instead of all over the place, and it's just not working very well. And I told myself I wasn't going to buy any more yarn, but what did I do? Bought more yarn. Except I bought new yarn. I don't have it up here. Premier's Just Chenille yarn to make like hair scrunchies and stuff. So I need to work on the pattern for that, because I did one and it's like, I don't like it, so I'm going to redo it. I got 9 of those. Different colors. I bought hair ties. Also at the dollar store. It'll have like 20 hair ties on it. So I bought 4 of those. So there's like 80, well, technically it's supposed to be 80 hair ties. But I was counting them. One had 1 extra. So I've got 81 hair ties. Not including my own hair ties that are sitting over there that I use. That isn't going to go for this purpose. But, yeah. I've got a necklace pouch. Coin pouch. Those are finalized right now. On my desk are 2 market bags. One's going to be made out of 100% cotton. The other one 100% acrylic. Because, you know how you go down a rabbit hole trying to figure out, well, which type of yarn is better, this versus that. So the 2 blogs that I found that were doing tests never completed their tests. They got part the way through it, and then I was looking for like the 3rd installment, and there wasn't one. Because they were supposed to, like, okay, did the stretch test, this test, that test, the wash test. But they failed to finish off with like the last test. You use them for a certain amount of time, and how do they hold up? That test. That test never got completed on both of those blogs, and it's been years since they've actually posted on their own blogs. So it's just like, well, shoot. So I'm doing my own. They're both going to be the same pattern. They're not the same yarn. Even though they say they're 4 weight, the acrylic yarn is a little thicker than this yarn. Even though it says 4, it's very thin 4. So that bag's going to come out smaller than that bag. But I'm working the bag. They're going to both get worked the same. Same stitches, same amount of stitches, same stitch patterns. And then I'm going to sit there and I'm going to perform my own tests. The wash and dry test, the weight stretch test, and then like after a month of it being used or whatever, how does it hold up test. Because if I can do it in a way where I don't have to completely use 100% cotton yarn, I've only got two types of yarn. This stuff over here that I'm doing, one part of it was Red Heart Super Saver, the other one is Karen 1 Pound. This over here is I Love This Cotton, Hobby Lobby cotton yarn. So those are the only ones I have. I don't have the budget to buy every type of cotton yarn or every type of acrylic yarn or the acrylic cotton blend, because I can't remember who makes that one. If anybody knows, please leave a comment in the comment section below. And my manners are terrible. I want to say hi to all 9 of you subscribers. Yes, I went up one. Woohoo! Hi. Oh, what's my timer at? 12 minutes. Okie dokie. Still got a little ways to go. I don't think I'll run out of this yarn at the end of this session, but I should make a good, like, run at getting the length on this. It needs to be 100 inches long. I don't know what the length is right now. I have no idea. It's not even 5 foot yet, I don't believe. I'll have to stand up and check it eventually, but not right now because I'm working on it. So, yeah, I got like a couple of Christmas things I gotta get the yarn for. Start on those, finish those, and be done with that. But I've been just going at like crochet and knitting, just constant. And it's like I think I got a little bit burnt out because it took me 3 days to get 2 rounds done on that. And I still got like several more rounds to go on it. And I'm like, oh my God, this is taking forever. It takes a while to get around. And I'm hoping, let's see, week 5 comes out next week. And then it'll be done. But depending on how big the finished size of this is, the width or whatever, if I need, I will add length on the top and the bottom to make it longer. But I don't know how big this is going to end up being when it's done. So we shall find that out in like 2 weeks. Not as fast at it as other people are. I'm just sitting here going, oh my God, am I going to get to this corner yet? Because it's a lot of stitches. It's 139 right now on each side. So it's taken a minute to like stay focused and on task. But it will get done eventually. Oh yeah, this isn't even 5 feet. I don't even think this is even, might be 3 feet long now. I don't know. Yeah, so not only did when I went to the Ark, I got some yarn, like a big old bag of, what do you call it? Blanket yarn. It's a huge, huge bag for like, what was it? $8. And I got 2 of those bags. And this blanket yarn, when it's not on sale, is almost $12 for a skein. So I spent, what I got there was like $35 worth of mostly blanket yarn. I got 1 skein of what looks like a Red Heart Super Saver jumbo yarn and like a gray tannish colorway. I don't know. It didn't have the label on it. But the rest of it was like this. I mean, there's some things that were on that blanket that I took the panels apart on that aren't blanket yarn. I don't know what they are, but they're not blanket yarn. But I'll separate those out and put them somewhere else. Because all that blanket yarn is going to go to this project. So I can have my blanket I wanted for winter years ago. And I'm going to do the tutorials for the temperature blanket, the crochet version, and the knit version. The knit version on a smaller scale, but the concepts will still be the same. Damn it. But the crochet version doesn't take that long. I'll go over how you make the blocks and then how to attach them together. And you could probably choose however you want to attach. It's just I started doing it that way and got halfway through it and it was like, oh, I don't like it, but I'm a little too far into it, so I'm going to stick with it. that's how it goes. I'm just going to stick with what I've got and how I'm doing it all the way through the project. And it's a year-long commitment. So, fun. It'll be interesting. I know I've mentioned this before. I've not ever done a temperature blanket before. And I'm doing 2. 1 knit, 1 crochet. And I know I'm going to have to like hand sew the knit panels together, and I'm going to do it as I go. Get a little length stitched together. Once I start a second column, that is. I don't have to do it for the first one because there's nothing to attach. But yeah, that's gonna start January 1st. I've already got the playlists ready to go for them both. And then I'll have the tutorials hopefully shot today. Let's see, what time is it? It's almost 2. Or at least half the tutorial shot for it. The crochet one won't take that long. I have to gather some yarn for the knit version. I'm not dipping into my temperature blanket yarn for that, except for the crochet one, because I bought gray yarn and black yarn for like the borders and the days that don't have days on them, like calendar filler. Those are the only ones I've gotten into. I haven't done anything with any of the other ones at all. So we're just gonna play it by ear. And we'll work on it as we go. I think I'm just gonna do, I'll shoot them on a daily basis, but I won't put them out but on a weekly basis. So it'll be a 365 little videos ish, but 52 videos total for each. So that'll end up being 104 videos total. And it's just a matter of keeping up on it, which I hope I can do. It's a big old ball of yarn just rolling around in this container. 5-minute timer. Whee! Yeah, it's just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So, let's see. Is it close by? Oh, it's over there somewhere. I was going to pick up the panel that's got, like, the odd yarn on it that I don't know what it is. And it's sitting over here in a pile. I've managed to take 2 panels apart. That's it. Let me see. Grab that panel. I think this is it. Yeah. It's like this is all basically blanket yarn, except for this. Oh, yeah. This is like some kind of like chunky yarn, and this is some kind of like novelty yarn right here. So these two don't really match everything else in this blanket at all that was created. So taking it apart and I'm repurposing the yarn. Yep. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more panels to 5 more panels to undo. And it's taken forever trying to find the ends on each panel and then making sure you get the correct end, where like once you get it the end free, you can just keep going. You can unravel it real quickly, or as quick as you can unravel blanket yarn. But counting 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, okay, 15. So there's nothing wrong with like double checking what you've got, just in case you like skip a stitch somewhere that you didn't mean to, because I've done that. And I was like, why is this off? Why does this look wrong? And then you realized about 100 rows earlier you missed a stitch. It's like, oops. Yeah, let me add one back. But yeah, you always should keep track of like how many stitches you have or you're supposed to have, and then once in a while go through the row and count them. Which is what I just did, because I'm like going flying through this. Not as fast as some people can crochet, because I do mine completely different than everybody else. I still have yet to find somebody that crochets exactly like me. I don't wrap the yarn. I don't go over the yarn. I go under. And I hold it like this. I don't hold it like this. I hold it like this. Well, not like death grip, but I hold it. And it's like some reason. Let me see if I can like, hang on. Let me get a little further in. So I end up holding it like this. Like these fingers really aren't doing much of anything. When I pull through, I let go, and it's like the only things that are on there are these two fingers. So I don't have anybody I know that crochets just like me. Even with knitting, I don't go over the needle. I go under. And I throw. Is it English knitting? I throw my work. I don't pick at it. So I find throwing is easier to deal with because I'm left-handed and I'm used to controlling the yarn in my right hand, which is why I think I picked that up a lot better than trying to do continental method, because the continental method hurts my wrist. I do not enjoy it, and therefore I avoid it. But good on you if you can do it. I just can't. I tried. They say it's faster. I couldn't get faster that way. I just couldn't do it. So I mean, I guess you could do both is easier for like when you're doing color work, but I just assume just knit this throw method. I'm gonna finish this row, and I'm gonna take a little break. Do 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 do. And there we go. Row is done. And we're getting some length on our little project here. Not quite a scarf. That would be too thick for a scarf. Or it's actually, it might not be too thick for a scarf. It could possibly, but this is too wide for one. So anyway, let's take our 10-minute break, and I will see you in about 5 seconds. And we're back. I took a little longer than 10 minutes. I think I took about 15. Went down a little small rabbit hole. Nothing to write home about, so we'll if I can get my yarn to behave here. We can get back to it and press start for our last 30 minutes of this session. Trying to get this yarn to like not get stuck. And away we go. So, and what I failed to do in our first 30 minutes was ask you guys what you were working on, if you're working on anything. Let me know in the comments below. I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do with the Discord. I don't particularly want a Facebook group or a Facebook page. I'm trying to get away from that. It's a little obnoxious. It's very unuser friendly, and they want you to integrate with Meta and all that nonsense. And it's just like it's too much of a hassle for me anyway. I like easy, quick, simple, to the point. So that's why I went with Discord. It may not have all the bells and whistles as all these other Discords do, because most of the stuff now is behind like a paywall. If you want to add a way to have it automatically post to Discord if you put out a new YouTube video, which I have on my other Discord, which that I guess was grandfathered in before they stuck it behind a paywall. So who knows how long that's going to stay before they go, hey, yeah, guess what? You have to pay for the service now. And it's like, if I could figure out how to write my own little thing, I would do it. Just for my own purposes, and that's it. It's not something I would want to develop for other people to use, because that takes an incredible amount of time. Then you got to do it for all different types of devices and stuff. And I was like, I have better things to do with my time, like this. I'd rather knit and crochet than do all that. But I do need to rebuild a brand new website that integrates everything that I do. That way I can get rid of this extra domain I don't really need to be paying for every 2 years. That would be nice. I just have to get to a point where I can actually sit down and do it. And like put that domain up for sale. And then transfer everything over once it's purchased, because I don't want to deal with that no more. I just want my one. I don't need several. Unlike YouTube, where I've got, technically I've got 3 channels. 2 that I work on. The other one only exists when I put new music out. And even then, it's just like, it's very slow going. Because I haven't put new music out in a couple of years. And I've got all these things that have just been waiting to be released. When I started my music journey back in 2004, 10 years ago. Yeah. I've got one. I just need to sit down, finish it up, and send it away. Send it out into the world and be done with it. Because right now it's like I'm not making music to like make like $1 million, because that's not how that really works anymore. So I'm just doing it. I put out what I like, and if other people like it, great. If they don't, that's fine too. It doesn't bother me a bit. Everybody's got their own little tastes in music. I'm the same way. I like what I like, and I don't listen to what I don't like, if it can be helped. You know? So that's with everybody, I do believe. Everybody's got their own specific type of music that they like to listen to. I'm no different than anybody else. I make the music I like to make, which is usually synth-driven, piano-driven. I mean, I have guitars and a bass guitar. I can't play my guitar's worth of crap. I got little hands. My fingers don't like to stretch that far. So anything other than like single notes or easy chords, I can't do it. I can't do a bar chord to save my life. I've tried and failed miserably. So I try to avoid bar chords, and like chords that involve 4 fingers, because I can't stretch that far, especially in this hand. I do have carpal tunnel in my left wrist that I manage very, very well, and I don't need to be like contorting it and stretching it to a point where I'm going to injure myself. So that's why I play bass guitar mainly. I mean, I play piano. There's some chords I can't reach. I can't do octave chords like repetitively, because I will miss. My hands don't really stretch that far with that. I can do an octave, but that's it. I can't do anything more than that. And I've got some sheet music that's like got these insane chords, and it's like, how the hell am I supposed to play this? My hand doesn't work like that. So I end up rewriting the chord or picking just a couple of notes to where you get like the sense of it, but not the whole thing, where it doesn't sound, it sounds good, but not having to do all of that with my hand, because that's just impossible. I mean, I've done it with several things. Tambourine by Jean Rameau. I can't remember his first names. But yeah, I had to, there was like an octave, it's an octave chord triad with another note in the middle. And it's just like, I'm just going to play these two notes and call it a day. I mean, I can do it, but not consistently, because my wrist will hurt if I do it too much. And I'm not even going to get into trying to learn how to play Key Dive by Lawrence Gowan. He's so fast. I can do some of it, but speed is not going to happen. That's just insane. I mean, I love listening to him play it. I just can't do it. I mean, I've gotten to the point where I figured out a lot of the notes, but I don't have enough speed or dexterity to play it. I can do some of it. I can't do all of it. It's insane. It's a lot of like hand movement, traveling back and forth. And it's like my hand's not that. My fingers in my hand are not that fast. I could not perform that song live. There's just no way. That's not happening. You know, the stuff that I write, because I write it for me and how I play, I can play, except for one. There's one track I wrote. And instead of sitting at the piano and writing it, I took like a chord progression into MuseScore. And I wrote it in that. I was like, oh, this doesn't look too hard to play. And I finally, it took me about, I think, 2 days to finish it. I mean, there's still more stuff I should probably do with it because it's kind of short. But printed it out. And then went to try to play it. And I was like, oh my God, what was I thinking? What was I thinking? It's a lot of movement. But, yeah. And then you go, why did I do this to myself? But it's fine. It'll eventually get released. I just need to finish figuring out the lyrics, which I cannot record vocals here. There's just too much noise and not enough wall treatment, like insulation to keep noise out. So it's basically impossible. Sorry, I'm getting a leg cramp, which is no fun. I had that affliction earlier this week when I was trying to sleep. It woke me up, and then I couldn't get back to sleep. So I was like, eh. So now it was acting up again, so I'm just going to, like, not deal with it. Yeah, I made it. It was too stretchy. I mean, the concept of it, it's not hard, but trying to get my fingers to go where it needs to go is a little difficult. But that's fine. It doesn't matter. It will get done eventually. Once I can get to a point where I can move out of here and into a place that's not attached to other people, whoo, wouldn't that be great? So, hopefully, I would like to get the bleep out of here as quickly as possible. I just need one more duck to fall in line. That's it. That's all. I'm just waiting on one duck. But it's taking forever to get to that point. And with my new job, I can actually save more money towards my goal of getting away from living in apartments. Because I'm sick of it. I've been doing it for, like, oh God, 11 years now. And I'm like, I need a house. I don't need a mansion. I just need 4 walls and not be attached to anybody. Off-street parking. A garage and basement would be nice, but not a deal breaker. Like 2 bedrooms and some frickin' space is what I want. And a backyard. A backyard would be great because I kind of want to have like a little vegetable garden. So I don't have to spend uber amount of money buying veggies at the grocery store. You know, it's like I want to be able to grow my own stuff. And this is why it's like I learned how to knit, crochet. I do sew a little bit, but I have not done anything with the sewing machine in forever. I think the last time I touched the sewing machine was when I made my grocery bags. And that's been like, I think since last year or so. And I need to get back to doing it. I just need, it's like this place, the outlets are in inconvenient places. I don't have an extension cord. Otherwise, I would be able to set my sewing machine up over there on that table and plug it into the wall and behind me. But I don't have an extension cord, and I do not believe that my cord would reach that far. Did I chain one? No, I don't believe I did. Nope. Before I turn my row. I mean, yeah, there's like chainless turning rows and stuff. I have not investigated doing that. Or foundation, doing foundation rows. I'm trying to remember why I was trying to think of why I needed foundation rows for. I can't remember what I was thinking of because I looked it up, I think like a week or so ago. I'm like, why am I looking up I can't remember why I looked up how to do foundation, single crochet, double crochet, whatever. I can't remember why. It might have been for a project I'm considering doing. Like, make a Can I Crochet It or Knit It series. Something like that. Which I would like to start doing, but I've got all this other stuff. Christmas is coming up. I got to finish all those things. I've got 3 gifts left to do that I haven't started on any of them. One I need yarn for, and the other one I just need to just get started. Because it shouldn't take too long to finish it. It's another elephant for my daughter, and hopefully it will be better instructions than the last elephant I made. I was like, don't put something out there if you don't want to show all the steps. Especially on things it's kind of critical to know how to do, like attach the elephant's trunk after doing whatever, and then having the round be off for some reason, which I still do not understand how that happened. I followed the instructions. And even looking at their paid pattern, looking at the reviews on that, there were complaints about not knowing how to do attaching the trunk, which was, if you're going to put a product out, make sure it's understandable and that you provide photos, full photos, and not just a couple. Especially on things that might be considered difficult. Like, not only have the written pattern, but have a photo. The photos that go with them, too. You know, and it does take time. I know that. I've done it. It takes time to write the pattern. It takes time to work the pattern. It takes time to take the photos for it. And then do all the fun stuff to get it uploaded and ready for like consumers, your customers or whatever. But yeah, it takes time to do all of that, but you want to do it right. You don't want to like do something, lack of a better term, half-ass. You know, you want it proper, and that way there'll be no issues later. Other than maybe I can't understand this specific set of instructions, or can this be explained better because I'm not getting it? And you have to sit there and you have to think, how can I explain this better? And it just makes you a better pattern writer. You know, you have to learn how to write for people that may not understand your way of thinking or how you perceive a pattern to be. Because sometimes I have issues trying to explain certain things because I can't formulate it, say it in a way that makes sense without it being long and drawn out. Just on certain things that I've run across. It's like, how do I explain this without driving people nuts, you know? So it's understandable. And you go through and you show how to do it. That's why I have video tutorials, which I'm still trying to get better at that. You know, it's still taking some time. I really wish I had, like, I wish this web camera wasn't a wide angle lens. I need something with a narrower focus, because when you shoot with the wide angle, you can see the lensing on the edges. If you've noticed in my video, the overhead videos, they kind of curve on the edges. That's what the wide angle lens does. And I could go in and fix it. But if the video is any like an hour or so, even 45 minutes, it would take forever to fix it and render it out and then bounce it to finish and then upload it. It takes a really long time to do it, which I don't understand why. Can't we just do it and not have to worry about it? It'd be so much easier, but no, you have to go through all these stupid steps and get it done, and then you sit there and it's like, I can't edit my video because I'm waiting on this to finish fixing the video. I'm hoping I can like get either a web camera, or it'd be really, really, really nice to have a DSLR and a proper way to set it up, because I would have to do something else other than that mic stand over there. I do not have I have a tripod, but it's not one where you can like turn it face down, the camera down, because then you would see the tripod legs underneath. I don't have that kind of tripod. Those kind of tripods cost several $100s, and no. So unless I could find like another web camera that does not have a wide angle lens on it, it'd be great. One that I can actually control better, because this stupid camera I've got, there's no way. I can't do much of anything with it. You can't zoom in, you can't zoom out, you can't focus or change the focal length on it, which that probably would be better. There's just no way to do it, because I looked. So I'm gonna have to purchase a different web camera. I've tried doing research, but I'm just coming up with, like, I don't want a wide angle lens. I just want like something with a narrower focus area, especially for doing overheads. And I can't use my phone because it's my phone. I don't have an extra phone just hanging out. I don't have an extra SD card just for a phone hanging out to use that instead. I would still use my microphone into my interface. Then you do the little clap to sync the audio and the video up on both sources, so you're not messing things up. So that's something I'm going to have to think about this weekend, because I have to go and I've got to buy new work pants, new work shoes. We don't have uniforms shirts at my new place, so I'm gonna have to find some like work shirts. I mean, I could use my old ones, but you have to put tape over the logo and stuff, and it's like, yeah, no, I don't want to have to deal with that and then forget and then throw it in the wash, and then it's like everything's sticky. I'm not dealing with that. There's no good way to take embroidery off, because it would still, you could still see it. You would still be able to see it. So, things I have to think about. I have to make see if they have any collared shirts, or I might end up having to go back to the thrift store for like shirts, work shirts. So I don't have any. I don't have any that doesn't have my old place of work's logo all over it. So that I have to do too. I also need to get an alignment on my car. Which side is doing it? Driver's passenger side tire I'm going to need to replace because I think my alignment is off. It's pulling to the right. I don't have, probably has something to do with these flippin' potholes and crappy roads around here. So I keep hitting them because there's no way to avoid them at all. And it's like, seriously? Did I chain 2? No. Just looked weird. Do my chain 1 again. Wait. Double check. Yeah. Chain 1. It just looked wrong. I'm just trying to figure this out as I go. So I don't know when I'm going to be able to do all that. I have to wait until after I start my job. Not next week, the week after, on the 26th. Yeah, the week of Thanksgiving, I start my new job. And the thing is, I don't do like your traditional Thanksgiving with turkey and whatever, or people do ham, or they do both. I'm not going through that again. I did it once. How I made Thanksgiving dinner, a full Thanksgiving dinner in this apartment, in that kitchen, I couldn't tell you. It was a nightmare. It's really small. And so I was like, I had the turkey in this aluminum pan, and I had to stick it in the sink because it's a one sink basin. So I had to put it in there in order to carve it. It barely fit in the pan, in the sink. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm not doing this again. Not until I get a normal size kitchen with normal size countertops and cabinets, because this is just not cooking or baking friendly. I can't bake cookies because I can't roll dough because I don't have a surface to do that on, or like a kitchen table to do that on. And it's like, it's what I'm missing all of that, you know? Oh, shoot. How about we turn it completely around so I can actually function and can actually do this next row. 1. Count again. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops. Almost missed it there. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay. Just double checking to make sure that my stitch count is correct. And we just keep going for the next 5 minutes that's left on my timer. I'll have to shoot a vlog maybe tonight. I got to do the tutorials tonight as well. I have a thing at 4 and 5 that I got to do before I can do that. And get on with it. Yeah, once those things are over with, I can move all of this over there. So I can do all the overhead stuff and then I'll leave it up until like Saturday and move it back for this thing on Sunday that I do, that I attend. So that's why I need a second web camera. One can just stay here. That one can just stay here, and I can have the other one just over there. Yes. And I'm going to think about that. Sunday, when I go do my groceries and run my errands and stuff. I'm gonna frickin' I should probably write that down. I don't have that on my list. Let me put that on my list now that I'm thinking about it, because I forgot about it the last time. Yeah. Edit. Add item. Non-wide lens webcam. There we go. In the list, saved. There we go. Now I won't forget. And I'm hoping I'm not stuck in that store for like hours. I do not enjoy hanging out in stores. I just want to go and get what I need and get the heck out. Except when I was at the Ark, I was just roaming around all over the place. Looking at stuff, looking for things, trying to find something specific. They just didn't have it, so I still need to get a loom hook, because I still haven't found mine yet. I don't know where it is. Still can't find it. I'm lost to the ages. Watch, it'll turn up in 10 years, just like my scissors did 10 years later. I know it's here somewhere. I just have to find it. Because I would like to use it. And everything I've tried to think of to make like a hook out of, it might be a little too blunt. The tips might be too blunt on them. If I had a hook tool, I would still use that. But I don't. I thought I had one. I do not. I looked. Sadness. Just get this to not be twisted here. I mean, there's a way to do this without twisting everything up, but it requires taking the hook out, flipping the starting chain around, because then that will be twisted. And it's just like, I'll just fight. I'll just fight with my project. I have to measure this. I'm not going to do it on camera. It's going to take too long. I do need to get my table cleaned off, which I think I'll do after I shoot this video. I will clean my table off because I'm going to need it later. And I'd rather not have to deal with it right beforehand. If only I had a second one. I mean, I have a second one, but it's 720. I'd rather have, and it doesn't have a way to mount to a tripod, which is why I'm not using that one, because I need one that's not wide angled. It's like I just need to figure out what brands are a non-wide angle lens web camera. So that's it. Here's what we did. I can't get it all in frame because let's see, maybe I don't think this is the same height as me yet. Yeah, no, it's not. This one's the floor. It's about 4 foot long. So 4 plus 12 is 48. So maybe it's like about 48 inches long. Almost halfway there. Just chuck this up on top of everything else. And that's the end of this episode. Let me know what you worked on in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye for now.